Trump has a small loss at the lower courts. It's going to go up to the Supreme Court. Kari Lake is going to guide us through these news segments. And Trump has a massive victory against 60 Minutes and CBS News. We hope this ends up turning into millions of dollars for the man. Welcome to Doug in Exile. If you're part of the Quad Club, let us know in the comments below. You put in a 4X or the words Quad Club, and that lets me know that you're going to watch all 4 videos we put out today. That's my Quad Club. They're the people that keep this channel going. Thanks for watching and, of course, for subscribing. Here's Kari Lake. This is the girl that's going to trigger Kari Lake. Okay, this is Margot Cleveland. Breaking, there's a D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals, en banc, meaning decision of full court, overturned, stay granted Trump administration by panel, the 3 judges of the D.C. Circuit, requiring Trump to continue paying grants to Voice of America grantees. That's a Trump loss, in parentheses, for now. We're going to get you more information on this really quick. Main thing is he tried to prevent their administration from paying one Voice of America, and this D.C. Court of Appeals did not overturn what Trump wanted them to overturn, which was a block preventing him from stopping payment. How's that? Okay, that's a whole lot of negatives to figure out. Okay, here's Kari Lake on the subject. Watch this. My top priority is the Trump administration's senior advisor to the agency that oversees the VOA, Voice of America, and its grantees, is to effectuate President Trump's executive order to reduce the federal bureaucracy and push forward his America First agenda that will protect the American taxpayer. Rest assured, we will appeal to a higher court. So this is going up to the Supreme Court. Here's Kari Lake on, this is over the controversy of, and we'll show you the Scott Pelley. They're talking about Scott Pelley here of 60 Minutes News. Scott Pelley went off on the Trump administration during a graduation announcement. We'll show you the clip. And this is the clip on them first introducing it.
Pelley making that speech at Wake Forest, so defiant. When I was watching Face the Nation. Can you imagine? Yeah.
You just put your kids through school, or you're a student who just went through 4 years of woke, indoctrination, and have to sit through that final insult at your graduation. You just want to throw your cap up and celebrate, and you have to listen to a blowhard who frankly is anti-American.
Well, Kari Lake, good to see you. Thank you so much.
You just want to throw your cap, but what you should do is cover it in peanut butter and then throw it at Scott Pelley. Here's Scott Pelley's woke, bizarre rant against Trump.
But in this moment, this morning, our sacred rule of law is under attack. Journalism is under attack. Universities are under attack.
That's what they call questioning universities and journalism. They call it being under attack. This is, Scott Pelley is 60 Minutes' worst and last holdout of a financial hack. There's huge movement over there, by the way. The head of his show, 60 Minutes, has stepped down, and they're going to have to cough up millions of dollars for Trump. But first, let's listen to this blowhard continually torture this graduating class at Wake Forest University.
Freedom of speech is under attack, and insidious fear.
Because insidious fear is overwhelming all of our thoughts, and he just now pushed a bunch of insidious fear on the students on how everyone's under attack, and the sky is falling, and the aliens are coming down. And he goes, so who exactly is spreading the insidious fear but Scott Pelley of 60 Minutes?
Is reaching through our schools, our businesses,
through Scott
our
Pelley,
homes, and into our private thoughts. The fear to speak in America. Power can rewrite history with grotesque, false narratives.
And we're going to go into how CBS, 60 Minutes, has to pay Trump at least $15 million for their grotesque false narrative when they re-edited the terrible Kamala Harris interview to try to help her campaign.
They can make criminals heroes.
Like Joe Biden.
And heroes criminals.
Like Donald Trump.
Power can change the definition of the words we use to describe reality. Diversity is now described as illegal.
No, it's called fraudulent. What about the way you guys redefined insurrection? Oh, man. No one's above the law. You guys redefined everything. You redefined what a woman is. What's a woman? A man can have a baby. Who redefines more words than the left? Brainwashing left.
Equity is to be shunned. Inclusion is a dirty word.
Are you going to include MAGA? Let's talk about inclusion. Let's include MAGA. Can we be included in your reindeer games? These are the least inclusive. These are the most exclusive people on the planet. If you're MAGA, you are not going to get a job at 60 Minutes. I couldn't even get a job as an intern. Inclusive, my butt.
This is an old playbook, my friends.
Yeah, I'll say. Goes back to Marx, guy named Adolf. Now here's Kari Lake's response to that blowhard.
I want to get to one more thing with you here, because this is actually just breaking tonight. Paramount Global is offering $15 million to settle this CBS lawsuit with Trump regarding, of course, that 60 Minutes Kamala interview just before the election when they edited Kamala's answer on a very big question to make her.
Okay, this is Paramount Studios, who own CBS. They offered just $15 million to Trump, and that's probably based on what he got from Disney. Remember, Disney already gave him $15 million for their own slanted, for George Stephanopoulos' libeling him. So they're trying to come in low on that, but they're saying this thing is worth 25 to 50 million. Kari Lake wants them to ask for more from Paramount/CBS/60 Minutes.
Seem much more competent and intelligent on the matter. They offered 15 million. Trump wants 25. The Trump team wants 25 million. And more importantly, they want an apology. They want an admission of what 60 Minutes did, trying to lift Kamala Harris up and place her into the White House. Your thoughts on that?
They're not going to give an apology. That would mean they're actually sorry for lying to you. They're not sorry. And they'll give a Jake Tapper-like apology. They'll go like, we are humbled. We're showing humility. No, that's not an apology. It's, I'm sorry we lied to you. I'm sorry we deceptively edited it. And if they go to court, if Trump says that's not enough money, we're going to court, then they have to give all of their emails out in discovery. What Trump will find in discovery, then that gets exposed to the public of what Paramount, CBS, and 60 Minutes did. So the question is, how much are they willing to pay to cover this thing up? And Trump's going to extort them. It's going to be like 25 million, 50 million. I hope they cheap out on Trump, because it means more truth will get out if they don't pay, and he'll get whatever damages he wants anyways if he wins.
I think he goes for 25 million, and they owe the American people an apology. They've been deceived.
They're not going to do it, Kari. They're not going to apologize.
The American people. And worse yet, they've been trying to influence the election in an unfair way that it's not their job to do. Can you even imagine if they would ever do that for a Republican? Never would happen. It's so one-sided and biased, and frankly, they're a disreputable news outlet. And honestly, yeah. I believe they should go out of business, pay 25 million, go out of business, and let's get some people who actually care about telling the truth in some of these big broadcast jobs.
The reason why they have to go out of business is because they're a religion. They can't change their mind. You can't trust these people to do the news. Like Kari Lake said, they'd never do that for a Republican. You know why they never do it for a Republican? A Democrat would never win again. If the media and universities and the liberal bias of all the people that control information going out to you, if they were ever honest, or if they ever promoted a Republican the way they promoted a Democrat, the Democrats do not have any of the issues on their side. They've never had an appealing candidate. They've never had the truth on their side for at least 40 years. You'd have to go to pre-Reagan to have an honest media reporting on both sides. It goes back probably to Nixon. So they're not ever going to win. Now, finally, here is the 60 Minutes schlub. This is about the head of 60 Minutes who had to step down. And this is part of Scott Pelley's massive cover up.
Bill resigned Tuesday. It was hard on him and hard on us, but he did it for us and you. Stories we pursued for 57 years are often controversial.
And false.
Lately, the Israel-Gaza war and the Trump administration. Bill made sure they were accurate and fair.
Okay, that's why you have to step down, because his claim is that they were accurate and fair. And now Paramount, 60 Minutes are in a massive lawsuit with the Trump administration. And they're not going to win if they try to say that they were accurate and fair. They're going to have to cough up that money. So they had to cut the head, the deceptive head of 60 Minutes, who's worked for 50 years. He has to step down. This massive Democrat, one-sided, brainwashing liar. Gone.
Was tough that way. But our parent company, Paramount, is trying to complete a merger. The Trump administration must approve it. Paramount began to supervise our content in new ways.
Oh, so it's for money. Now Scott Pelley is ripping on Paramount. Paramount, how can you keep this guy employed? He's saying that this is just over a merger so Paramount can make money, and they're going to tell a lie so that they can get Trump to approve a merger that Paramount wants to do. That's Scott Pelley saying at Paramount, not me. He's calling you a bunch of greedy liars.
None of our stories has been blocked, but Bill felt he lost the independence that honest journalism requires.
About 40 years ago.
No one here is happy about it. But in resigning, Bill proved one thing. He was the right person to lead 60 Minutes all along.
No, he proved he was a massive chicken and he had to duck and run when he really needed to stay and fight. You did nothing. You earned nothing. If you guys agree with this kind of scorn on 60 Minutes and complete mockery of Paramount trying to just sell out their own twisted liberal brainwashers, give us a subscribe. Welcome to the Quad Club, my people. We do 4 of these a day. I'm Doug in Exile. Now you know the real story.